Hi, and welcome back to my channel. First off, I want to say I am not a financial advisor, so this video is being made for entertainment purposes only. Today I want to talk about an ETF, an S&P 500 ETF, which I believe is one of the best ETFs out there. And if I was a new investor, and I was younger new investor, this would be the only ETF that I would buy, and it would be the only fund I would buy for my retirement account. So if I had a Roth IRA or even a regular retirement account, which if I was young, I would definitely steer towards the Roth IRA because of the way that, you know, the Roth IRA is way more beneficial for long term, as you pay taxes on the upfront, and as you cash out in your retirement years, it's all tax free. But anyways, that's a whole nother different topic. But I want to talk about this certain ETF, ticker symbol SPLG. Today it's trading for $50 per share. This is very, in the fund itself, there's the net assets are 10.31 billion, and the shares outstanding are 212,400,000. This is an open-ended fund, so they can create more shares as more people pile into this fund. But one of the benefits of this is that it's cheap. It's very cheap, with a net expense ratio of 0.03%, which is 3 basis points. So it would cost you $3 for every $10,000 that you invest into this fund. Shares are trading at $50 today. The distribution yield is 1.36%, and this fund tracks the S&P 500. And what's nice about that is you don't have to worry about picking stocks, you know, which stocks might, you know, be good or bad in the future. This indexes the S&P 500. So, and the S&P 500 has historically returned 10% annually gains in the last 50 plus years. And this would be the only ETF that I would buy and put it in if I was a younger investor. You know, I'm just starting out young, you know, I'm under 30 years old, you know, 18 years old to 30 years old. I'm buying S&P 500 ETFs, and that's all I'm putting in my fund. But this is held up, and even in the last, actually it has beaten SPY, VU, and IVV, the other S&P 500 ETFs. This has outperformed those. And SPLG has the, you know, SPY is its older brother. So SPY, this was put together, this portfolio, by the same people that brought us SPY, which is State Street Global Advisors. They had brought us SPY back, I believe it was 1995, and then they pulled this one out in November of 2005. And the reason they brought this one out was for more longer term investors. This one wasn't to be like traded on the market like SPY is. SPY can be traded, you can borrow shares and all that stuff, and short the market and all that with SPY. But this is more for the long term investor that wants to buy ETFs and put them in your retirement account. This is the one that I would recommend. I mean, it has outperformed all the other ETFs that I mentioned, SPY and VU and IVV. Those are some of the biggest names and the biggest S&P 500 ETFs, and this one beats it. SPLG, this outperforms those others. It's just, and you know, and to where this one you can get a share for $50 a piece right now and own the S&P 500. Now, what's nice about owning ETFs in your portfolio is this does pay a quarterly dividend. So, and the distribution yield as of today is sitting at about 1.36%, but it could be as much as a little over 1.5% for your dividend every quarter. And that's, you know, that's a big thing in your retirement years, you know, because let's say you purchase these for 40 years, you're young, and you have, you know, 10,000 shares of this that you may accumulate. You know, you wouldn't even have to sell your shares of this. You know, you could just get your quarterly dividends come in cash in your account and live off the dividends. And you're owning the whole S&P 500. So this is a no-brainer. You know, if there was only one ETF, one fund I would buy, this would be the one, hands down. This is, to me, the best single ETF. Now, I know you might be thinking, if you watch my other video on the SCHD dividend portfolio ETF that I really like, that one is a little different. In your latter years, you know, you go over to something like that because it does pay double the dividend this one does, but it's not going to probably see the growth that this one's going to see. Yes, it has seen it, but for long-term growth, you want the S&P 500. You're not going to beat that. You know, you're not going to beat for long-term. You're not going to beat the S&P 500. So anyways, I hope this video helps you if you're trying to make a decision on what you should do or what you should invest in with your Roth IRA, or, you know, if you have a regular IRA. But this, to me, this ETF is unbeatable. I hope I covered everything here that, you know, was important that you need to know. There's, you know, you could look this up yourself, but, you know, it's the top 10 holdings. I can go over those. The top 10 holdings and the weight, I'll just give you real quick. Apple makes up 5.5% of this, being the top holding. Microsoft at 5.28%. Amazon at 3.86%. Facebook at 2.22%. Google at 1.99%. And the other Google, the Alphabet Class C, the first one I mentioned was Google Alphabet A, which is at 1.99%. And Google Alphabet Class C is 1.94%. Then you have Berkshire Hathaway B shares, which is 1.54%. JP Morgan and Chase is 1.4%. Tesla 1.35%, and Johnson & Johnson at 1.24%. And then it's got the other 505 or 508 holdings that are total in this fund. But you get everything. You buy everything in this one buy. This is definitely what I would recommend. If I was a financial advisor, this would be the only ETF that would go in my retirement account if I was a young investor and looking to hold long term. All right, so I hope this video helps you out, and I will be making more videos on things coming up. So please like and subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you on the next video. Y'all have a great day.